Okay, welcome everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Mastermind Talk, where we invite great people who share their insights and knowledge and tips for you as a CEO and entrepreneur to take yourself and your business to greatness. So today we have the honor to have Eva Vati as a guest, and Eva is an entrepreneur and a business strategist who helps executives, businesses, and entrepreneurs to future-proof their companies. She's a CEO and founder of several companies, of which VATI of Sweden is the first consultancies in the world given certification on integrating sustainability into business strategy. She has a loyal community with over 25,000 people who are now committed to creating a better world by running businesses that promote sustainability, equality, and diversity. She's a board member for several listed companies and is on the Fairforce 100 Green Board member list of Chamber of Commerce in southern Sweden and top 100 board members list. She has worked alongside the United Nations for a decade, and she has a great deal of knowledge and insights to share with us. And she's on a mission to spread the message of Dare to Lead on a global scale. So, warm welcome, Eva.
Thank you so much, Mats.
Happy to have you here.
Thank you.
So we are really curious about your journey and how you come to do what you do today. So please share.
Yeah, thank you, Mats. It's really an honor to be here with you and a pleasure also. So thank you for the nice introduction of, of me. So yeah, I am on a mission, as you say, that is, it's all about daring to lead. Yeah, so you asked me what I do or about myself.
Your story, you know, how did you come to do what you do? I mean, where did you start? Why are you doing this? Why are you working with changing the world?
Well, just for you to know, or the listeners, my background, I'm actually an engineer, a chemical engineer, and I worked for many years as manager, production leader, and a businesswoman. But then about 13 years ago, it's now actually, I was on a parental leave with my ex-husband then in Thailand for 2 months. And there was this night that I had a dream. I woke up from a dream, and I was asking myself this question, you know, about what is my purpose in life and what should I work with? And then I woke up because I said to myself in a very clear voice that I should work for the United Nations. And that was so strange. I actually sat up in the bed, and I remember this thinking, looking around, I like, who said that? And why United Nations? Because I had never ever talked about the United Nations at that point of time. Yeah. So that is where it all started. This dream that was so real and strong, and I just couldn't let go of the dream. So I started to educate myself about the United Nations, what they do and why, and so on. And as I said, that this was like 13 years ago, and still I didn't understand the dream. However, in 2016, when the Sustainable Development Goals were launched, I happened to watch this on TV, on television, where 193 country leaders gathered in the United Nations in New York, and agreed upon this wonderful agenda about eradicating poverty, reducing injustice and inequality, and solve the climate crisis. And then when I saw this agenda with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, I was just like, wow, this is it. This is what I should work with. So that's how all started.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
I don't know it's that many people who find their purpose through a dream, but it's
No.
should allow ourselves to dream more, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you see? What is your mission? What are you contributing to?
Well, first of all, I have this. I believe in that the future is equal, and what I mean by that is I believe in a prosperous world for both planet and people. So that is my kind of a vision, and I also believe in the power of daring to lead. So dare to lead is my motto. And what I mean by that is that you have to have the guts or the power to take the lead and be the change that you want to see in the world. And that is actually Mahatma Gandhi who said that once.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean,
yeah.
That's a great quote. Yeah.
So my mission is to unify people, societies, and business in a mutual effort to create a better world by doing good business. So that is actually what it's all about for me, to spread that knowledge and to unify people, societies, and business.
That's awesome. So what's the daring to lead?
Yeah.
How do companies take on the mantle of becoming that example?
Yeah.
It's a transition, I believe.
Yes, absolutely.
So you come into the board, and they are there doing business as usual. And so
well, I think first of all they need to understand that they actually have the power. So to take lead.
Yeah.
So there is this is well, it is a statistics that I once read about from World Bank, that actually according to World Bank, 70% of the biggest economic entities, when you compare companies with countries, that companies are the biggest economic entities. 70% of them are biggest. So like if you take Walmart, it's bigger than Spain. Wow. So yeah, in the economic perspective. So this means that companies, they are also multinational, so they have power all over the world, right? And so I like to see the world or the companies as the engines in the world. They are the transformators. They are transforming the world into something. So if the world leaders or the company leaders understand this, and also understand that they have the power to transform the world for the better, but they need to take action. They cannot just, continue the business as usual.
Yeah. I'm thinking of, when Trump got elected, he reversed a lot of the, decisions made by the former government and so forth. But there still was companies out there who continued the work and actually put the gas and stepped up further. And I think that's just a proof of what you're saying, that you as a company, you don't need to wait for the government. I mean, I think it's really important that it's a supportive system behind it, so it's beneficial. But to understand the power we have as business leaders, and especially the multinational companies, it's profound. I mean, I think you have hit the nail on the head on where the transformation can take place. I mean, really.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And that is, I mean, and that's why I'm talking about dare to lead, take the lead, be the change that you want to see in the world. Because, well, companies, it's not just a solid factory. There's people in it. So the people, you and I, we are the change leaders. So we are the ones who's actually, we have the power to change, to transform companies. So it's within each individual to do this.
That's awesome.
Mm.
That's great. I mean, it's really inspiring thinking about it, and instead of like thinking that we are, behind the agenda 2030, like, and so forth, that we actually have the power, and if we collectively take that power to heart and be an example, change will happen.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, there are 17 goals, and there is 169
sub-targets
and so forth. I mean, it's overwhelming sometimes when people step into this, like where to start, how should I do this? It's and you're simultaneously running a company that needs all your attention. So what would you say is like the most important part for this to happen? Like, why is this important, and what is the focus, or what could I aim for to start with to make this process, grassroots?
Well, since we are looking at companies and how they are doing financially. So first of all, you need to have the business case behind it for sustainability, to find the arguments to present to your manager, your CEO, or the board of directors, and so on. So there has to be some kind of a calculation, the return on your investment for sustainability. That's just a hard fact. You have to have it. But despite of that, having a business case, because a lot of companies now understand that there are business opportunities behind sustainability. I'm not saying that all companies do understand it, but in Sweden here, well, I can see that business leaders actually understand that. Despite of that, so the intent is there, but despite of that, very few organizations can say that they're truly sustainable. And why is that? Well, I think the challenge for many is to know where to start and where to focus. So they have the business case, they need to know where to start, where to focus, and that is why companies need to have a strategy, a plan to execute on. So that's actually the second step, I would say. First of all, the business plan, and then the strategy, the plan to execute on. And then what? Then comes the tricky part, because then you have a plan, right?
Yeah.
You know what to do, but then you actually need to do it. You need to transform your organization and include everyone in your journey, in your sustainability journey. And that is when you have to include all your co-workers to inspire them and to make them understand why we are doing this and what benefits there are by doing this transformation. And how the co-workers are contributing with their work to the overall, agenda 2030.
So that's, I think that's really important to get everybody on board. So now working on with this, your expertise over all these years, what is like the key factors for it's not just I'm after your experience here, your experience of how you have understand that this is the most important part. I think you just mentioned, things that are really important, how to do it. But according to your expertise, how do you really create a sustainable organization to get the people on board? Because if you have a bigger company, even if you just have 50 employees, getting everybody on board can be difficult, but I have 5,000, or more. So what's your experience or doing that?
So there are, organizations do miss out of things, I would say. And it depends, two things actually. It's either when you implement something top down, or there's a bottom up implementation. So when you implement from top down, my experience is that you miss to, or companies miss to implement it fully throughout the organizations. They they think when they have the strategy and the plan to execute on, many companies stop there and they don't communicate it further down to the organization to include everyone. So that is I think that is a really, that's a key to communicate to your coworkers of explaining why, the why are we doing this, and make them also understand how sustainability, how they are contributing to sustainability, and actually very specific, say that, well, your tasks, your daily tasks are actually contributing to, let's say, Sustainable Development Goal 12. So that's when the coworkers do understand that, yeah, my work is actually contributing to something bigger. We are going to, you know, change the world for the better, and my daily work or tasks are contributing to that. So that is the top down. And when it's the bottom up, when you have coworkers who are actually truly engaged in sustainability and wants to change the company, you know, for their managers to take action and so on, what I can see is what they are lacking then is actually the business case, because their managers, they understand all this. They understand that we need to, you know, change the world for the better and everything. However, they need the arguments for their managers, for their CEOs and board of directors, the financial arguments, you know. So if you are a coworker and you can see in your department that you need to invest in, you want to have a better quality of your water wasteman system, for example. Then you need to calculate on that. Okay, so the investment to invest in a water treatment system will actually, return on the investment will be within, let's say, 3 years, and you will save, I don't know, X and Y liters of water, and that would be a savings of whatever. So you need to do the calculations when you're working bottom up, and understand the business case behind it.
I think, you know, there are, in this case, when you do environmental changes and you invest in systems and so forth, there, you know, you have a cost and you have a, you know, you can calculate it. There is, you know, there's figures behind it. But how about the other softer goals like diversity and so forth? How do you make a business case of, you know, increasing the diversity in the company?
Well, that's my favorite topic, the soft ones, because they are the most difficult ones, actually. But however, there are a lot of you know, investigations, reports, statistics, you name it, when it comes to diversity, equality and inclusion. So so there are business cases, examples of that. For example, when you have a diverse workforce, your organization will be more innovative, more efficient, and people thrive in those kind of organizations. And there are calculations done of how many percentage that, for example, the innovation increases when you have a more diverse workforce. And also that you, having a diverse workforce, you meet your clients or customers because they are diverse. So there are cases that you can find and use as your argument. However, the tricky part is that you have never done this in your company before, right? And then you have to do assumptions. You have to dare to do assumptions of if we, you know, work with diverse, more diverse people and include them in our, how do you say that, decision making and so on. You have to do that assumption, and then do a pilot, small pilot case to try out your assumption. So that is about daring to take the step to do something unusual that you never have done before. Try it, and then you have to, iterate it and make a bigger pilot and even a bigger like that.
Okay, interesting. So of the goals today, what would you say is like what are the most important of the goals today, if we should choose one or two or three?
You mean from the Sustainable Development Goals?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, of the 17 years.
Well,
are there some that is more pressing nowadays, or is it like
of course, yes. I mean, I would say the most one that is pressing is I would say climate action, because if we don't, take care of the planet, then we don't have a place to operate on. So climate action is actually, I would say today, right now, is the most important one to take action for climate. But then it could be like water, that could be clean energy, and so on. So but climate action is I think the one that we should focus on, and that is the SDG number 13. But as I said, SDG 7, which is clean energy, is also related to climate, and water, that is number 6, is also related to climate. And
starting with the climate, if you don't know what to start and you have a business that impact the climate in industries and so forth, I think that's
so if you're an organization that is that don't know where to start, what you should do is just to look at your value chain and see where are you impacting the world negatively, and how can you reduce your negative impact. So that would be the first starting point. And then the second one is to see, okay, where do we contribute positively, and what kind of business opportunities are there for us. So look at where you can reduce your negative impact, and also where you can increase your positive impact, and thereby gain more business.
I think that's a great advice. I think that's, that makes it really clear for many people how to really go about this and start. But when you start and work with this, what, according to your expertise, what do companies many times miss?
Yeah, well, that's what I think that's what I was trying to say, that they miss out of, well, depending on if it's a top down or a bottom up, So usually it's a business case, and then the implementation of including everyone into the journey. And there are great examples of companies that have included all their employees, and they are really doing great stuff, and they have gained business and so on. So for example, here in Sweden, we had the company of the year 2021, APAC, they are working with they're within the packaging industry. They have, I mean, all their co-workers are included, and they are doing a great transformation right now. So they are a great example to look at.
Okay, great. When you said, I thought about the book, Good to Great.
Yeah.
Jim Collins, and the study of when people feel included, and they feel that they are on board making a difference on the bigger scale, what that means to the engagement level. And anybody in the organization, if whatever small task they have, if they feel that they're on board making a change and are important and valued and included, the scale of engagement go off the roof, through the roof.
Absolutely. Yes.
And what then that means is like you get so much more buy-in from the problem solving ideas and so forth. So I just thought about that when you said that,
Yeah.
and how that can actually just contribute to the feeling of just being valued, being
Yeah.
part of something great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And well, I've seen this close also, this kind of transformation when people feel included in a company. And the thing is that it doesn't just stay at the company, because I mean, companies are people. So
Yeah.
these people, they are like engaging in their societies, and they start to engage with their families, with their
Yeah.
kids, and talk about sustainability, and
Yeah.
you know, so the effect is bigger than just within the company. It's so much more, as you say.
Yeah. That's
So
fantastic, Eva. I mean, you're really out there doing a difference.
thank
I mean,
you.
it's incredible. You're doing it on such a scale. It's really
Yeah.
impressive. But if you know, we have talked about a lot of things here that I think is very, very beneficial for people who are in this, having these thoughts. If you got the full attention, which you almost do have today, but you know, if you got the full attention from the business world,
Yeah.
what would be your message to everybody in the leading positions?
Yeah. Well, again, it is about, the message is dare to lead, dare to take the lead, and be the change you want to see in the world, because the power is within you, as I explained it.
Yeah.
The power is not at some, you know, government, or it is within you. It is within, it is about how you can transform your group or your society or your company and so on.
Yeah.
So that is my message, to dare to take those steps and dare to take action. And again, to take action in something that you have never done before, well, you have to have the guts to do it, and do a small pilot. Just, you know, try it out, and you will fail, of course. Everyone I fail all the time, but you learn, and then you iterate it, and then you know. So that is my message.
Yeah, that's great.
To take those small steps and
Yeah.
make a change, and dare to do it.
And if they would want help in that process,
Yeah.
what can they do?
Well, I mean, what we are doing, the mission is also, well, as I said in the beginning, I'm a businesswoman. I have worked in the industry for years now, and in executive positions, and done this kind of transformation, leadership, and everything. So what we do is that we teach others to do it. What if companies or leaders would need help from us? Well, either they can contact us or hire someone that we have educated and certified, as yourself. So, I mean, we have educated over 200 people now. So there are like 200 change leaders out there who can help companies to do this transformation.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, if you need help, if you need a coach or a mentor or someone who's guiding you to take those first steps, then it's just about getting one of these people, change leaders, and be empowered, and then you will take the lead.
Yeah.
So that is also one of my visions. This is a ripple effect, that you educate others to do it, and then you can 10x or 20x your mission.
Yeah, that's great. So there is info on VATI of Sweden.
Yes, there is info.
VATIofSweden.com, I think.
Yeah, that's right. And then we have the
website.
As you said, I run 3 companies right now, and there's also Verify Agency of Sweden, which is the company that is verifying company sustainability work, and verifying that they are actually truthful about how they are working with sustainability. And that makes them credible, and also this is good to know, because then they qualify for different kinds of procurement, for example, public procurement, but also private procurement. So getting their work verified is actually a really good, that's a ticket to the market. And we do this according to ISO 26000.
Okay.
Which is the sustainability ISO, as I
exactly.
tend to say.
That's great, and I think that's really to emphasize how important that is, that we don't just throw this
No,
around.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
well, and that's like a warning that
Yeah.
some companies have done it, and that is greenwashing, and that will hit them hard if the stakeholders realize that this is not true. They have false marketing.
Yeah.
So you really need to do it in a very transparent way and communicate it transparently to all your stakeholders, and that's when you become trustworthy as a company.
Yeah, it's all about trust.
Yep.
That's great, Eva. Thank you so much. Lovely having you here. Yeah. And great insights. I hope and think that whoever's listening have got a great number of ideas of where to start and why this is so important.
Thank you so much, Mats.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best.
You too.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.